Here's Brody Brazil.
This is how it works. One call leads to the next. Good evening from the 715. Where is that, by the way?
That is northern Wisconsin.
Oh, my goodness. Who is this from northern Wisconsin?
Well, this is Kyle. I like watching your channel all the time.
Thank you. Kyle, is that right?
Yep.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for saying that, Kyle. So it's, it's 10 o'clock out there. 10,
20?
20?
Yeah. Yep, 10:20.
So what's going on in northern Wisconsin?
Not much. But I have a question.
Yes.
Because I always see all the talk about Howard Terminal.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder why the Oakland A's, why not just tear down Mount Davis and then put the Coliseum back to its original form and then do some kind of landscape beautification around the parking lot? Wouldn't that be a solution as well that no one really kind of thinks about?
Are you familiar with a Ford Taurus, Kyle?
Yes.
Hang with me here, by the way. If I said, can you turn that Ford Taurus into a Ferrari? I mean, technically, if you really put enough work into it, you could redo everything, right? But at some point, is that effective? Or is even, and in this case, it's also about location too, right? It's the fact that the Coliseum land and what surrounds it is not conducive to, what most other big league teams are looking for in their brand new home. And especially if you're going to commit to a site for, decades to come, you got to get it right. You got to get the site right. But I think even more than that, to your point, like the understanding of just knocking Mount Davis down. Well, they're also like the county, I forget, it's the county or the city, still paying for Mount Davis. There's like another 2 more years where they are still paying for the construction loan from 25, 30 years ago on Mount Davis. The real problem with the Coliseum is that it just, unlike Angel Stadium, for example, in the 90s, they updated and upgraded Angel Stadium to be baseball only. Back then, in 95, the Coliseum was upgraded to be a multi-purpose venue. And because of that, it got away from baseball. It's also sunk down into the ground. I think the playing surface is about 20 plus feet below sea level. It's built into a hill, so it's hard. It's not like a house where you can say, hey, remove this wall and, put this up here. You can't move those big concrete walls. It's built into the ground. So long story short, there's only so much they can actually do with it. And because of that, they're in a lot of trapped type situations. Does that make sense?
Sure, that makes sense. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no.
I love watching all your stuff. I'm an outsider. I really don't have a horse in the race, I'm a big Brewers fan, so I'm always curious about what's happening, especially, with the Coliseum being such a dividing issue and big news around the league all the time.
Yeah. It's and what your question, by the way, I hope I spelled it out. People ask it a lot, so I'm glad that you presented it so that I could get that out there again, because it is a very common question, and in a lot of times, I don't know what's beeping at me. Is that beeping for you too? Do you hear that?
No, I don't hear it.
Oh, I see. I was getting another call on Google. Sorry about that. I could not figure out what that was. A lot of people ask this question, and it just needs to be put out there because, that would be the simple fix, like remodel your house. But it's just that when they're going to commit to that site.
But if the house was bad to begin with, then there's no point to remodel it.
Yeah, or like if you want a bigger house, in this case, it's not the land of the size of the land, it's the location of it, So if you're looking for something specific and the land doesn't offer it, there's not much you can do. Logistically, could they do it there? Yeah, but I've always said this too. The easiest thing and the easiest thing and the right thing to do are rarely the same thing.